So today we're doing a Shadow and Schmooze video. I know it has been a minute since we've done a Shadow and Schmooze, but if you're new, this is just where I put on makeup and we hang out and I basically talk about whatever, frequently asked things, whatever pops into my head, and we just hang out and chat. So grab a cup of coffee or grab your eggnog because this is going up the week of Christmas. I hope you are living it up, having a good Christmas break, eating all of the Christmas cookies, and I wanted to do a holiday look for today's video, so hopefully you can wear it this week or on Christmas or whatever you celebrate. I also wanted to thank Clio Cosmetics for sponsoring a portion of today's video. I'm going to be using their eyeshadow palette and their ink velvets later on in the video. But if you enjoy this video while you're washing, and there goes my toilet. The toilet's been making noises like every 2 minutes. I need to like Google how to fix the toilet and become a plumber as soon as I'm done filming this. But here we go, Shadow and Schmooze and this makeup look. Alright, of course, literally within 5 seconds of turning on my camera, there's some kind of leaf blower down the street, so I'm hoping you can't hear that. It feels good to be sitting down doing a Shadow and Schmooze. I haven't done this in a while. Also just like doing a full face of makeup on camera. I'm gonna go in with the Silk Canvas primer for just certain areas of my face. I've been back to using this underneath my eyes again, and I feel like it just makes a difference for your like concealer and the creasing. So I'm actually gonna do my eyes first today because I want that like crisp look, and I feel like whenever I do my eyes first, it takes more time. Like, it is more time consuming and not something I do every day, but if I want like a very crisp, good makeup kind of day, I've been doing that. I did laminate my brows myself with like an at-home Amazon kit. I actually did it on my friend Arbor's brows too, who stayed up with me, and his looked so good afterwards. I showed it in a vlog. I'm not sure if that vlog is going to be up first or not, but it really only lasted like a few face washes, so I don't think I'd recommend that Amazon kit. I might try a different one, but they're like, they stay if you brush them up. So I guess it kind of works, but not how it was staying like the first day where they were like glued there. If you guys have a brow lamination kit you like from Amazon, let me know. Just to add some moisture into my skin. My face has been so dry, so this is the Danessa Meyer's Dewy Forever Mist. Testing this one. I like it. I don't think it's like amazing. I'm gonna start off with the Huda Bomb Brows in Rich Brown. I've been loving this. It is like a little bit of a fibery kind of brow gel. I don't want to do too filled in. I want like a very soft kind of fluffy look for this. Ooh, you know what I should try? Maybe I'll carve out my brows like Giselle did when I did the makeover video with Giselle, the New York makeup artist. She like carved my brows out first. That was the first thing she did before anything. Should I try that? Let's do it. I'm gonna use the Haley's concealer to do this because it's super full coverage. It dries down matte, and I'm also gonna use this as an eye primer because I cannot find my MAC Paint Pot or my Laura Mercier Caviar Eye Stick I use anywhere. How did she do this? She didn't carve out right against the brow, but kind of like where she thought she should shape, I believe. So like where I'm gonna fill in with brow product, I think. It's so funny filming here because I have a prime time window of light where I get like killer good natural lighting from about 8:39 to like 11. So basically anytime I film, I have to make sure I'm like ready to go, turn on the camera as soon as prime time is here. Oh, I miss talking to you guys. It's different. Like, I mean, I talk to you in vlogs and stuff. I have a few New York vlogs up now, so I'll link those down below, but that's where, you know, I kind of fill you in on certain things. But Shadow and Schmoozes are just different, you know? Today, in my time when I'm filming this, Rach is coming. I'm so excited. She's gonna stay with me for a week here, and we're gonna have a little surprise. So make sure you're following me on Instagram. I think that's where I'm gonna say it. Okay, already I feel like that's doing something. Been liking the color of this Maybelline brow pencil. I'm trying to go lighter again since Giselle did my brows. I do want to try it lighter. This is Maybelline Brow Ultra Slim. I think deep brown is the one. But now I'm just gonna fill in right above that concealer, which is actually really nice because it basically makes it so you don't have to think about the shape. But it is Christmas in New York. I mean, it's Christmas everywhere, but Christmas in New York. I'm so excited. This video is pre-filmed a bit, so in my time I like haven't seen the lights or done like the Rockefeller tree or anything like that, but I'm kind of like saving that for this week when Rach is here. But when you guys are seeing this, it's Christmas week, which is crazy. I'll be in San Diego. New York goes hard on Christmas season. I'm just adding a few brush strokes to the front. Okay, now I'm gonna prime using the same Haley's concealer. Like I said, this does dry down matte, which if you're going to be using a concealer for eyeshadow, I feel like that's the way to go because then you don't have this like super sticky base to put your eyeshadow on top of, which actually some people like, but I kind of like it to be a little bit more dried down. Let's move on to the eyeshadow now. I'm gonna use this palette by Clio Cosmetics, their Clio Pro Eye Palette number 12, and I wanted to thank Clio Cosmetics for supporting my channel and sponsoring a portion of today's video. Clio Cosmetics is a Korean makeup brand I've talked about in past videos. They actually own Peri Para too. That's another popular Korean brand, and I am going to be using one of their lip products in today's video. But I've been testing their eyeshadow palettes for a few months now. I featured them in an Instagram reel a couple months ago. Been wearing them in different videos. Right now on Amazon, they're doing their week of Christmas sale up until December 26th. So if you want to get any of their eyeshadow palettes or the other products I'm going to mention, up to 30% off. I'll have the links down below. The number 11 palette has been one of my go-tos for day to day because you guys know I love a cool tone palette. And the mattes in here are so buttery, so soft. I love using the lightest cream shade in here and then going in with some of the more cool tone matte shades just for like a easy everyday cool toned eye look. Number 13 I find to be kind of a mix. It definitely leans more cool tone, but then you have some really pretty like mauve kind of colors, and this one has 3 shimmer shades. I find this is the case with a lot of Korean beauty brands. The shimmers are more of like a light kind of airy, they're not like super intense, super metallic. It's more of like an everyday wearable kind of look, and I like that you can build them up to be a little bit more intense, or you can just go in very lightly and it just gives you a little sparkle for like an everyday look. Where the brushes that come in here, usually brushes that come in palettes tend to be pretty crappy. These ones are actually really good for like small precision. I like using this one for my lower lash line. It's pretty much a dupe for the brush like I normally use down there, and then this one is good for the inner corner because it's super tiny and they're very soft. The number 12 is the one I'm going to be using today. It's probably my overall favorite. Like if you're gonna get one, I love number 12 because it has a really good mix, I find, to where you can still do a very basic everyday look, but then you have these richer warm tones that just blend out so easily. These two are on my top, number 11 and 12, just depending on what look I'm going for, cool tone or more warm, but today I'm going to go with a more warm eye look. So starting off, I'm going to go in with this lightest kind of tan shade. I feel like this palette would be a great one for beginners because especially the mattes are so freaking easy to work with. The nice thing about doing your eyes first is at the end I'm just going to clean up the edges with the makeup wipe so I don't have to worry about like getting outside the lines, you know. Clio, who again owns Peri Para, made one of my favorite foundations, the Peri Para Ink Lasting foundation I talked about a couple years ago now. That one has since been discontinued sadly, but wow, that was a great one. R.I.P. Next I'm going to go in with this third over brown shade. As I'm doing eyes, let's talk about one of my most asked questions, or I guess topics, what's happening with 15 days of foundation and what's happening with Foundation Friday. I'm just putting this shade a little bit lower into the crease, by the way. So when I decided to change my schedule, which was that a year ago? Holy shit, that was a year ago. I can't wrap my head around that. First off, that was honestly the best thing I've ever done for multiple reasons. But when I did that, that also changed Foundation Friday because that was something that was every single week. So I kind of just wanted to see what I was feeling as far as Foundation Friday uploads. And instead of doing weekly Foundation Friday videos, I started basically testing them in my own time and then doing Foundation Friday roundup videos where I tell you my thoughts. Next, I'm going to take the brown shade next to it, which is just slightly deeper. Love these shadows for putting all over the lid because they just don't get patchy at all. It's kind of ironic because the roundup videos are actually harder because it requires so much testing, so much different footage, and then I'm like really waiting until I have full form thoughts on all the foundations. So for me that just takes a while because I want to make sure when I'm telling you my opinions on foundations that I've thoroughly tested everything, like I do anytime I'm giving you a review on something. I want to, you know, make sure I know how I feel about it. So the foundation roundup videos are actually more difficult to film, but I find them to be better for my schedule just as far as like I can do other kinds of videos and not foundation ones every single week, but also I think they're more useful for you guys, and that's kind of the feedback that I've gotten, is that most people would rather just wait and know my thoughts after I have tested everything in different ways and like have my final thoughts rather than see a first impression. And I see both. Like I like first impressions, and usually in my first impression videos I'll update at the end of the video after trying it a few more times, so it's like not just a first impression. I see the value in both kinds of videos, but I also was noticing that when I did do a few just single reviews on foundation, they weren't performing as well as like the roundups, and I think that's just because people are right now have such a short attention span from TikTok that it's less interesting to watch one full video on a single product. Okay, I need to start putting on more eyeshadow. I'm gonna go with the darkest brown shade now. This one is so beautiful, so warm. We're just gonna deepen up out here for now. Blending out the edges. What was I saying? So anyways, what was I saying? Don't know. Wow, when Arbor was here, literally every 20 minutes, one of us would start like telling a story and then completely go blank, and I'm like, are we just getting old now? Like, what's happening? Having like amnesia. Yeah, so basically I think the format that I've been doing lately, which is doing the roundups or the like 5-in-1 kind of videos, is just working out better for multiple reasons. I'm always testing foundations. Like right now, I'm working on another roundup video, so I'm testing about, I think, 6 foundations right now. So I'm constantly working on the foundations behind the scene. It just takes time, like I said, to get to the point where I feel ready to like share my full opinion on it. Someone is cooking bacon right now, and wow, it smells amazing. I'm gonna go with this lightest shade. This one I love using all over the lid too. All of the light cream shades in these palettes, by the way, are so nice. The matte ones for just like an everyday all over the lid. They're not chalky. They like cover everything. I'm just gonna take it on kind of a medium-sized brush and just go right under my brow bone, kind of highlight a little bit and also just lighten that up because I went a little bit high there. And then 15 days of foundation. So if you're newer to my channel, maybe you haven't witnessed a 15 days of foundation before. I used to do it every year. Did I do it twice a year? I think there was 1 year where I did it twice a year. I don't know, man. Times were wild. I truly don't know how I was doing that, and it was not healthy. 15 days of foundation was 15 foundation reviews in a row, which means 15 all-day wear tests. On top of, I was still like up to pre-filming that and putting those out, I was still doing 3 videos a week. This is why natural lighting filming is a bit of a challenge, because the lighting changes every 2 seconds. There was a charity campaign that would go along with it with Project Beauty Share, Beauty Wishes, and there was just so much work. That was like a full-time job that I was doing on top of my usual stuff. Planning the campaign, creating the merch, working on the landing page. It was too much. It was not healthy on top of not functioning with health issues. Oh my god, the freaking lighting. I'll start talking, I'm in the middle of the sentence, and then it gets super dark. I'm gonna take this really pretty bronzy shade. This one I'm gonna first go in with on my fingers so you can see what it looks like if you want just the like light kind of metallic look. Y'all, where's the light? You know, we're doing what we gotta do today with this light. And it's prime time, what's happening? Yeah, basically until I'm in a spot physically where my health is better and I can do something like that in a more healthy way and also like delegate a bunch of tasks that I was taking on before. 15 days of foundation is on pause because it's right now like physically not possible. Don't know why I did that to myself for so many years. So now I'm going in with the lightest shimmer shade in this palette, this one right here, and I put it on their little tiny brush and I'm gonna spray it with some setting spray, and then I'm gonna bring this towards my inner corner and then blending it into the other shade right there. Oh my god. Taking that same brush, I'm gonna go back in with the first metallic shade I used. I'm keeping it right in the middle. Oh yeah. Okay, this is my favorite part, cleaning it up, but I did just realize I put on the Tatcha eye primer and I'm about to wipe that off to clean up under my eyes, so I'm gonna put that on again after. Whoops. So I'm just gonna create a straight line going up and kind of finishing it off at the brows, and it just makes such a crisp kind of look. Going back in with Tatcha now. I'm gonna use the Rare Beauty liner today because I haven't used that one in a while. It is very black and it always goes over shimmer really easily, and I like the brush tip applicator on here. Today I'm going to try a foundation combo that I have not tried together yet, but these are 2 foundations that I am currently testing. This is N2.75 from Danessa Myricks, is the Vision Cream Cover. I can't remember if I have a whole other video on this or if I just tested it in a different video. Looking more matte on me than I remember. I'm going to try mixing it with the YSL New Bare Look Tint. It's in the shade 2. Danessa Myricks is full coverage. This one's definitely lighter coverage, so I'm hoping if I mix the two, we'll get just a good combo. The Danessa Myricks is not one that just like easily blends. You do have to really like work it into your skin, and it dries really fast, the Danessa Myricks, so you do want to blend quickly as soon as you put it on. I would say if your skin is very dry, I don't think you'd like the Danessa Myricks. I've also been testing the One Size Patrick Star concealer in the shade Light 1. I actually think I could have gone a shade down. It's a little bit dark. It'll just like blend in, but I have been liking this. I'm still testing it. I thought I smelled vanilla for a second and I was like, that's weird. I've never noticed this smells like vanilla. It does not. Just got a whiff of something else. So I'm gonna bring it right up to where the eyeshadow stops and kind of crisp up that line again. So I'm gonna try and film a video with my dad when I'm there. It's an idea I've had for a few months now. Last time I was there we weren't able to film it, but this time over Christmas I'm going to try, I was gonna say try to recruit him, but he like volunteers to be in videos on his own, so it doesn't take too much convincing. You guys will have a dad video coming because he is the guest star of the channel here. This is the Kaiser Weiss Cream Blush. I think that's how you say this. I've been really liking this. I don't know if this is the only shade they make, but I don't see a shade on here, but it's a very nice matte cream blush formula. It still blends out well, but it is matte, which can be hard to find with cream blushes. Looking more alive already. This gives you that like wintry pink cold kind of look, you know. For bronzer, I'm going to go in with Makeup by Mario in the shade Light, one I'm also testing right now. Also fully matte. Wow, just dropped it right on the bronzer and it did not break. If you're around my skin tone, I feel like this one looks very nice and natural. If you want a very, very subtle natural bronze color, if you pop just a little bit under your lip, it helps to kind of plump it up a little bit. So I was gonna do this video, I was playing this for like a year, where I do my 30 under 30, like 30 things I want to do before I hit the age 30. And I have on my iPad half of the list that I came up with like a year ago. But now I'm like, I am almost 30. I'm going to be 30 in 6 months. And I just feel like, it just feels like kind of funny to me to do that. People act like when you hit 30, you're old. And it's so funny because I remember being like 24, 23 and thinking 30 was super old. I remember I had a friend who worked out my first job with me who was like, I think she was like 8 years older than me. And so she was at the time almost 30. And I just remember thinking like, oh my God, she has a kid. She's old. She is like a full adult, you know? But then when you actually are 30, I feel like personally, I'm going with Essence, by the way, Essence Pure Nude. I feel like personally, this age has been like the best I've ever felt in myself, like mentally, my skin ever, that I ever have. And I think it's a combo of things, but 30, I just feel like is such a great age. Typically you're more financially stable than you were in your 20s, so you have some freedom in that way. And I'm just focusing on myself, like pure 100% myself right now. Right now I'm like doing what I have been wanting to do for years, traveling around. I'm on my own. I just feel like very free. I just feel very content, and I feel like I've learned so much, especially in the last couple years, and especially since the surgery. Like when I took time off, it was just such a big turning point for me, and I just like really thought about everything in my life. The path I was going down was just killing myself working and just all of that. I have a whole video talking about that if you want to know what I'm referring to. I'll link it down below. But I just feel like it's like a culmination of a bunch of stuff that happened in the past year. I don't know, I'm just feeling like very content and happy to be turning 30 and like proud of being the age that I am. 30 is not old. It's not that you don't feel old, it's that 30 is not old. And I definitely think like a lot of people are kind of changing the narrative around turning 30 and like being in your 30s, because so many people are getting married later and having kids later, and women have careers. 30s are your prime, man. So anyways, doing a 30 under 30 list, just, it sounds like you're dying at 30, you know? Like things you have to accomplish before you turn 30, and it's like, no man, go live those things, do those things in your 30s. But yeah, it is weird because I used to have like, Rach and I would freak out about turning 30 when we were like 27 or 26 and just like how close we were to 30, but now it's just like, bring it on, baby, you know? I'm trying to talk about something deep and I have a speck of metallic shit on my eyeball. Just that feeling of like, I am living that I was missing, and I get that through traveling. So I'm gonna use the Salon Perfect 692 Volume Eyes. So I'm here to tell you, if you're like in your late 20s dreading turning 30, maybe you'll have a change of heart when you actually get there and realize like this is the prime time, folks. Prime time. Wow. I love these lashes. They're very intense, but I'm digging them. My plan for March has actually changed quite a bit. Depending on how everything goes, well, first with COVID, we'll see how the new variant's doing, and then also see what's happening with the medical situation. But depending on those two things, I actually booked a abroad. I didn't get the plane tickets yet because again, I'm waiting on see how it all shakes out, but I did book a fully refundable Airbnb. Oh my God, that just full on stabbed me in the eyeball. Front of that is real sharp. I booked a fully refundable Airbnb in another country, so we'll see if that happens. If that does work out, it's gonna be so fun. There's like a friggin' blade on the end of this eyelash. I did not set my under eyes, and as you can see, the Patrick Star concealer does dry down pretty matte, which I love. I love concealers that do that, like the Haley's. Realized the other day, I'm pretty sure the video's on private, that I did a video almost 10 years ago, maybe it was 9 years ago, about where I thought I would be in 10 years. So I don't know if it's gonna be this year or next year, but would you guys want to see like a side by side? Like I could whip out the footage of what I thought I would be doing versus what I am doing. See how right or very wrong I was. Honestly, if I had $1 for everything I dropped in this video, ignore the chipped nail. The nail situation in New York is wild. I don't know what is going on with nails in this city, but first of all, it's like impossible to find acrylics, like people who do acrylic nails. Here, the thing to do is hard gel. I only found one salon that would do a fill, and they called it like a dip powder fill for acrylics or something. Nails here are also literally double or triple the price of what I've seen in other cities. It's wild. If you see like people doing like the hard gel with all that nail art on Instagram in New York salons, like those literally cost $200 and up. I'm not kidding. For what? For 3 weeks. I'm like, wow, that's wild. I mean, if you do it, go you. They look awesome. When I got these done at the salon, these I don't have any tips on anymore, so it's basically just dip powder, like. But she also put like a layer of nail glue all over the nails under the dip powder. For lips, I'm gonna use the Peri Para Ink Velvet Lip Tint in the shade 20. I have 4 shades of these. I'm gonna show you lip swatches. I wore 19 on Instagram, and I also wore it in another video so you can see what it looks like on. But 19 is this red that has this really pretty like fuchsia kind of undertone. But I'm gonna use 20 today because I want like that Christmassy, holiday-y kind of red, and this is perfect. These are 20% off on Amazon right now, and they're super affordable, but I love these because they are lip tints, which means you can like put it on all the way, and then if you want to, you can like blot it off with a paper towel or something, and you're left with this really pretty, just like soft lip color. It stays on really well, and one of the things I love about these is a lot of lip tints can be too drying, like you have to really prep your lips before, or they can cling to dryness, but because these are more of like a moussey formula, they don't feel too drying at all. They feel very comfortable on the lips, and you also don't have to worry about, you know, when you're wearing like a liquid lipstick and then you start eating or it's wearing off throughout the day and you get like that ring where it's worn off on the inside, but then you still have like the color as a lip liner almost. Because these are more of a lip tint, they just wear off really evenly and it's not super noticeable, so it's more of like a fade rather than like a blunt wear off. And I have a significant amount of dryness on my lips right now, so you can see how it's just like gliding over that and not emphasizing it. And this one has that blue undertone to it, so it just makes your teeth look quite white. You could leave it like this, but with lip tints I like to use a paper towel and just kind of blot to get off that top layer, since it does tint your lips. I feel like now I need to warm up my face a little bit more, so I'm going to take the Glowish powder in the shade 3. You can use any powder foundations that you like, just get a darker shade, and you can use them as bronzers too. I'm going to go on the middle brown shade again, the 3rd one. I don't think I'm going to bring this all the way in though. I think I just want to keep it kind of on like the outer third to still keep it very lifted and open. The front of these lashes keep wanting to pop up. I've been loving the AOA Skinny Mascara to use on the lower lash line. This is like $1. So I'm just again going to keep it pretty light and also on the outer third. Why is my leg is twitching and it's causing this to shake. I decided not to spray my face with setting spray because I don't want to use a glowy one today, because I kind of like the more satin matte look we have going on. But this is the final look. I wanted to do something holiday-y and festive, a little bit glam, but like soft glam. Like I feel like this is wearable, you know, for like nice family dinner kind of situation. And if you wanted it to look a little more toned down, you could totally just change out the lashes, do something more natural. Demi wispies, always a good natural lash. I have everything I'm wearing today listed down below in the description box, along with the Clio and Peri Para products. Again, you can check out their Christmas sale going on Amazon right now through the 26th. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video and had fun. I was gonna say chatting, but it was just me chatting to myself, so chat with me in the comments down below in the description box. Let me know how you're doing. I hope everyone has a good holiday, and if there's certain topics you want me to talk about in the next Shadow and Schmooze, you can also leave those down below. Maybe I'll do one once I get to Boston, so leave those down below in the comments as well. But I love you guys. Thanks for watching. See you in my next video. Bye.